Here we go. Welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome. Welcome back if you have. My intention is benevolence for all in the highest levels of love light. So I'm going to just go into a little flow. Lots of stuff going on with the energies. Hopefully I don't run out of room on my phone. I've been trying to delete some things and we'll go from there. So I invite you just to close your eyes. And we'll play.
Do how can the head is there how and the key the out a hen away stand to go in it is there and the hen.
And as we come together in this great merge, this great transcendence, as we transcend the way the kiahan the kuai the heste the ko wena. As we merge and unify with our broader aspects, our greater aspects of our self, of the self, of all, of the individual, symphony, in a seamless expression of interchange, interchangeable energy, exchangeable light. We come together in a unification that has been unprecedented, that has been in some. So I'm just going to pause for a moment because there's so much coming in. I'm just trying to get centered here. Many of us recognize and begin to see that this is all beyond what it is that we see, for we are within this divine convergence. So what I'm seeing is plasma. I'm seeing an ocean of infinity. I'm seeing particles. I'm seeing bubbles within a soup infinitely. Lay down your swords, your need to plow through. I'm hearing like a plowshare. Your need to charge into battle. We invite you to see that you are orchestrating this symphony. Should you choose to expose that which is underneath, that which is leading the orchestra, and they're referring to our own hearts, our own expansiveness, recognizing that we are this maestro, the master of communication, and were we to open to that, our communication would come out in this orchestra of harmony and love and gratitude and appreciation, and it would allow everything to be in a smoother, right, connectedness, in a smoother flow. For the ocean does not battle itself. The ocean does not charge at its own waves. It does not wave its fist in fury at the pools that gather in the tide pools. It does not reject the animals that live among her arms. For all that is within her is part of her as well. And they're showing me how, like, our bodies have water, and the animals that live in the ocean, they have water within their own body, and that we are made up of these, all of these particles are part of us, right? Now is the time. Now is the time to know thyself, to see your neighbor as the being that you wish to. They're just showing the golden rule, right? The golden rule of encompassing, treat thy neighbor. What would Jesus do? Right? For it is time to walk in the shoes of the masters, for you are the masters embodied. You are filling those shoes, for they are your shoes. And then they're kind of showing me taking off the shoes and just walking barefoot on the earth. Feel the energies coming in and the waves. Feel the energies and be part of the wave. Allow ourselves to open and unfold in this dynamic flow of recognition, connection. Tuayash the ki and the kukuawawi and the And as you step up to the forefront, as you let go of the fronts, it's like a play on words, like putting up a front, pretending to be something we're not. As we allow ourselves to step this up, there are those that will be flailing. There are those that will not understand. And as we stand within our grace, within our reckoning, our recognizing, we are the standing posts, the light posts that others may feel the guidance or the need to tether up to. Yet, we are on our own journey. We do not need to guide anyone other than being us, other than by being us, other than abiding by the golden rule, the principles of existence, of the law of oneness, of being in harmonics with the higher heart frequencies. This frequency of love is a force to be recognized, to be reckoned with, to recognize. You guys, I just want to share that this is such a convergence. The energies are so strong and they're so, like, it's like a frothing ocean. And some of the waves are stronger, some of the waves are shorter, some of the waves are longer, some are taller, and they're all part of the ocean. And we're learning how to navigate those as part of the ocean. And even the words that I'm using, the pictures that I'm seeing, I'm seeing and speaking them now, right, as me, but I'm also converging with all of these other aspects of myself. So the words that come through are sometimes hard to describe in English. It's like they're showing me like a crossroads, and I guess, a place in the ocean where all of the tides kind of, or rivers, where they all converge and come together, and it's like this, this mixing and this frothing energy that's in the river. And essentially we're in this process right now of kind of navigating that. And so, but also recognizing that we're part of all of this. So some are going to be stuck in the crossroads. Others are going to be floating along and being like, why is that person all crazy? Other people are going to be floating along and being in their own little bubble. Other people are like, love and light. And what they're kind of showing me is that my guidance team is like, yes, it's all of that. There is no right or wrong way to wake up. There is no right or wrong way to express oneself if you're coming from the heart or gratitude or the light of love, because all of us are our own divine expressions. They're basically saying, put away the swords and jabbing things at other people and saying that person's wrong because of this, or you have to follow this particular style. And some of us hybrids, I'm referring to myself right now, or other star seeds or other light workers out there that have a hybrid of fill in the blanks. Maybe you're mixing different styles. Maybe it's different light language. Maybe it's different sound formations. Maybe it's different co-collaborative experiences. Maybe you feel like you're a hybrid because you're human and Syrian. It doesn't matter, is what they're showing me. And they're showing me that the more we can play in the sandbox and recognize that we're all pieces of the sand and we all encompass, where does sand come from on the beach, right? It was once a shell, for example. It broke down into all these little bits, yet it is still part of that same original shell. So now that sand, that shell is broken down, it's merged with all these other shells that are broken down bits of an original shell. And beyond that and beyond that. So everything is so fractal, everything is so expansive, everything is so huge that for us to come here and embody all of that is a huge undertaking, is what they're kind of showing. And be gentle with ourselves. Allow ourselves to feel into the different energies. And one minute we might feel like laughing, and the next minute we might feel like crying, and it's all good, no judgment. Sometimes we're going to be confused and we're going to make choices that aren't necessarily what we might think are the best choices, but we're human and this is all part of our human experience. And again, getting centered and staying in that place of expansive awareness, being present now, be still and know, will allow us and assist us on this growth, especially during this convergence, because what they're showing me is the energies can be so overwhelming and so expansive. You guys, last night, just sidebar, the energies coming in that I used to refer to as Ascension Symptoms, that I'm just like referring to now as pure electricity and information coming in, came on so strong that I had to literally just hang on. Hang on and just ride it out. And some people, for a lot of you guys watching this that have been doing the work, that know what that's all about, you get where I'm coming from. There's going to be others that don't understand that, and they're just waking up. And we've helped kind of ease the road for them. But there are some that are going to choose to be tough and follow that hard road. And they're kind of bringing it back into that tether. Like, people can dock in and dock into our station, but there comes a point where we have to say, all right, now move along. You're on this path. So all of us teachers, all of us guides, it's just like being a parent, right? Or family or friends. We're all teachers and guides, right? But it's like they're really honing in that age of the guru is gone. We are all masters here embodied now. So if we follow in the footsteps of the master, which are our own footsteps, we are operating from love and light in the best way that we can in that moment, that we know how to. And what they're showing me is we do know how to. So when we come into self-doubt and we doubt that we know what we're doing, that's okay. but recognize that we have that within us because we are the grain of sand that's tied in with all the other grain of sands that came from the original shells that broke down, that came from source. It's like on and on and on and on. Also, when we are assisting others on their path, we are being invited to recognize that like our path is not necessarily their path. And they may choose to go another direction, and that's okay. Assist them on their way. How are we assisting others? By owning our own energy, right? By working on ourselves. That means being in love and light with us. That way we can then be in a place of love and light with our brothers and sisters. You guys, I'm going to end on that note because I think that was pretty much the message. I don't need to expand it out any more than that. So in love and light, you guys, I know this was a little bit all over the place, but the energies are definitely a little mushy coming in. So I'm going to say really quickly, I had somebody ask, I don't know if I ever addressed this or not. Rachel Jeanart was saying, what do you mean by mushy energies? What do you mean by mushy brain? And the way that I described it, and again, apologies if I've already answered this question, or maybe I answered it and you didn't watch that video. I don't remember. For me, mushy brain is when we get such a high influx of energies, of information, uploads, downloads, whatever you want to call it, memories that come online. Such a strong convergence of all of those rivers kind of coming together that it creates this craziness. Sometimes the body just is like, wah, shut down, like, whoo, just move on out. And you come into this space of like, I don't know what just happened, but I can't even talk about it. It's almost like we can't find words to describe what we're feeling or what we're thinking. That's one perspective. So I'm just going to talk about this briefly. So the other perspective is that there are no words. Sometimes we're just in that space where we're just meant to feel and just allow, and the words will come later. Also, the other answer to that is our bodies are rewiring. Our bodies are changing. We are literally down to the molecules. We're evolving, if you want to call it that. We're ascending. We are expanding. We are merging with our higher aspects. As all of this happens and this convergence happens, things just don't work the same. So sometimes our brain is, let's say, it's under construction. So there might be a day where just picture little elves in your brain and they're working on this one little section, or they're working on the left and the right hemisphere kind of joining up, and in that moment you can't think of anything because the hemispheres are being worked on. That's another version of why we get mushy brain, as I like to call it. There's a lot more reasons to that. I know there's science behind it, but I'm just giving you from my easy perspective. That's essentially what's going on. In addition to that, because our perspectives are changing, sometimes there's a delay. Okay, so two other things I want to add. Sometimes there's a delay between our thought processes and how to put them, and so the way that we would have used to have answered a question, all of a sudden it's gone, because 5 minutes ago we were a different person, and now it's totally different, and it's like we can't quite catch up. It's like we're playing catch up in time. Also, in addition to that, time is changing. So our relationship with time is changing. So sometimes that delay is literally because you just jumped into another dimension or jumped into another time zone, okay? What else? I'm trying to remember all of the reasons. I mean, this is enough right there, right? One of the other reasons is because energetically, we're tuning into so much. You know, have you guys ever been watching television and then somebody's talking to you, but you're honed in on the television and you don't even know what they just said. And you should be able to, because, right, we're all able to multitask, but you're like, wow, I can't believe I didn't understand what they said, because that's kind of what it's like. It's like we've got so many things going on a multidimensional level that we were honing in on one thing, and then all of a sudden we want to bring it back into a conversation and it's gone. Mushy brain. Because we're integrating so much information. It's like we're multitasking all the time. And we don't always realize in this dimension what's going on. I could go on, but those are my simple answers, and I hope that helps. In love and light, guys. Namaste. Have fun with all of this. Take care of the body. Drink a lot of water. And I'll talk to you soon.